In south central BC and the city of Merritt, an evacuation order remains in place, though some people never left. Part of that city of 7,000 is still underwater, and RCMP have stepped up their patrols. Heather Yourex-West is at one of the police checkpoints. Heather, is there any timeline on when the evacuation order in Merritt might be lifted?
Well, Donna, we spoke with city officials today who say they're working as fast as they can, but it still could be another week before people here are allowed to return home. The problem, though, as you mentioned, there are hundreds of people who never left, and that, the city says, is making cleanup efforts more complicated.
Days after flooding forced the evacuation of an entire city, much of Merritt, BC remains underwater, though residents are anxious to return.
We have dogs and stuff, so it's a hotel doesn't work that good, and I just told them they had to let us back in, and they did.
Outside City Hall, evacuees like Joe Sales have come back to plead their case, hoping for a wristband that would allow them to pass through the RCMP checkpoints, limiting access to the city.
The city of Merritt is quiet, but it's not empty. Despite the evacuation order, officials estimate about 1,000 residents have decided to stay behind. They're living in a community without water, sewage, or access to groceries and other supplies.
We cannot bring citizens back as long as we have unsafe water and no access to our wastewater system. So that is our number one priority, is to ensure that the water is safe for our residents and that they can come home and flush toilets and use water.
With an evacuation order expected to remain in effect for at least a week, officials are asking all remaining residents to pack up and go. Across the Coldwater River, the city says accessing the neighborhood of Collettville is no longer safe.
We had to decide we weren't going to risk the lives of firefighters and ambulance crews by sending heavy vehicles over those bridges. As a result, anyone who is still in Collettville has no emergency services available to them.
But Collettville residents like Cal Jade are undeterred, determined to remain in the community as long as they can.
We've got camping gear that we're using, and because we're in a construction zone, there are portable toilets, porta potties. So people have been using those.
On Tuesday, a family who stayed behind had to be rescued from the air. The Lower Mainland's North Shore Rescue Crew says the family of 3 and their dog were brought to safety after flowing water surrounded their home. A reminder that for this community, the emergency is not over yet.
And with so many properties here unattended, evacuees have had some concerns that their homes could be targeted by thieves. That's why the city says that as of this morning, RCMP have doubled its presence here. They are patrolling the entire city, including that cutoff community of Collettville on the other side of the river. Donna?
Okay, Heather Yourex-West in Merritt, British Columbia. Thanks.